question.
I was getting my mic right.
Hi.
Getting my headphones on. Check one, two.
Yeah, we're doing good on the old levels here.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Check the
welcome
levels.
to the show, everybody. How are you, Sarah?
I am doing so well.
Are you?
The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
You have a haircut.
I have a haircut.
You look so nice.
Yes. Shout out to the gals at East Haven Salon. I would say non-ad, but if they want to sponsor us, but same.
Yes, you look fresh. We're both wearing white pants. The twins situation continues.
Yeah, Aunt Flo just left, so I figured time to bring out the white pants.
Wow, have you ever done that where you live on the edge and wear them anyway?
I kind of did. I did the day before it started, and then as I was walking into somewhere with my pants on, as you do, it clicked, and I was like, oh, I am rolling the dice.
You really are.
And I just heard this hilarious comedian. Oh, I should find her name. She's on a Netflix special called The Degenerates, which is really funny.
Yeah.
And it's all people who push the envelope. Mm-hmm. And she had this real funny joke where she said, gals, this one's for you, which I love.
Yeah.
She's like, do you ever get that feeling where you're either you just started your period or you just got real wet in Panera? And I was just laughing so much because I'm like, yes.
Right.
I'm like,
it's
God.
a real mystery down there.
Right.
You have to go
know.
look because you don't know what's cooking.
You don't.
Speaking of controversial comics, I thought I'd give that Anthony Jeselnik a try.
Oh, yeah.
He's never been my cup of tea.
I think he's so funny.
I do not. I do not get it.
I think it's because it's I don't want to laugh, and then when I do, I don't know. There's something about what he says, and then I was like, Anthony. And I just like when he uses his name. Well, it's the tone. Mm-hmm. I think it's his delivery. Because sometimes the material does make me cringe.
Yeah.
But I like his delivery.
I think he's hacky. I don't mind offensive material, but...
You know what? He's one where it gets old. Mm-hmm.
It's a gimmick, it feels like.
Yeah. And I say this without ever seeing his entire set.
Oh.
I've only seen clips or him on, heard him on...
interviews or something.
Sirius Radio where they have the comedy, and just plays 5 minutes of a word.
Okay, well, maybe you're getting his greatest hits then or something.
I might be.
Because I was like, okay, I don't get it. Clearly, I'm in the minority because he's wildly successful.
Yeah.
But I just was like, oh.
You know who I love is John Mulaney.
Yeah. No, he's smart.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
I just kind of discovered him. Because I was watching another comedian who said... Oh, and you should listen to him because he's really funny. Who was it? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
It was an older comedian that had been out of the biz I think it was Jeff Goldblum. No, not Jeff Goldblum. Jeff
Ross.
Garland.
Garland.
Yes. Jeff Garland. I think it was him. And he was like, oh, you should listen to John Mulaney. And I was like, I love how he's saying that.
Goldblum.
Well, because he's always on my mind.
He's always on your mind.
I can't help it.
How many times a week would you say you think of Jeff?
Just out of the blue, or when I see... I follow him on Instagram.
Okay, then out of the blue.
Yeah. Out of the blue, it would probably be something would have to remind me of him. I see, shopping at Home Goods, and I see a dinosaur, little planter, and then I'm like, oh, dinosaurs, Jurassic Park, and then I think of the water that shakes, and then I think of Jeff Goldblum. And, I just went off to my own little
she really
space,
did. I let her do it too.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, update on the snowball debate.
Oh, yeah.
There was an article that came out in the news because some kids were throwing snowballs at cars. Did you see this?
No. Oh.
And somebody fucking shot those kids.
No. Susie, why are you laughing? Are they dead?
No.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ almighty. Still, I'm very upset.
I am too.
We would call this incongruent affect you're having right now.
I think it was...
I'd put that in my notes.
The thing that made me laugh was when I said he shot those kids. It's just, I didn't prepare you for it.
No, you didn't. I was not... oh, my God. I need to come down a little after that.
There was a 12 and 13-year-old girl and boy.
Oh, my God.
And that guy had enough. And he got out his gun and...
Oh, my gosh.
Gave him...
He's the snow... what's the name? Snowmeister?
Yes, There's a heat miser.
Miser, which is funny because I just said Meister, which is your last name.
But now I'm wondering, is it?
It's Miser.
Or is it?
Which I think I now I'm just realizing that those are two different words. Like one's the last name.
And,
you know.
But like, this is what I'm saying to you guys. Snowballs are no laughing matter.
No
and
laughing
you know how
matter.
they say
They
don't
can get
bring
you
a
shot. Oh, knife to a gunfight. Don't bring a snowball to a gunfight. Stop being hilarious.
Right? Those kids.
There's the New Yorker cartoon right there.
Yeah.
You just have kids. Yeah, I mean, it's messed up, but
I know.
You know what they say. Don't bring a snowball to it.
So, yeah, I just wanted to confirm that maybe the Wisconsin government is correct in making those a weapon.
Yeah, because I definitely was about 75-25 at the end of the day with the poll that I put up.
Really? Meaning, what was there?
People were pro-snowball.
Get out! I'm shocked, actually.
Right. Oh, I should look it up. I have those stats.
75% of people are fine with getting smacked with those ice weapons?
Yeah, they were like, bring it on.
Oh my gosh, I'm just weak.
I think. You're not weak. You're sane. Not like those other people are not. I'm not saying that. But, you know.
Huh. All right.
I have to check it out.
Then, before we started recording, I was talking to Sarah about this tweet that Wes put out where he was commenting on, like, some challengers sell bobbleheads and others of us, like, have really fancy mutual fund negotiations or whatever. I don't know. It was some dumb article about his business. And I was annoyed by it.
Yeah.
Because would you ever self-promote in that way?
No. Like if I went around saying...
You guys suck. I'm awesome.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
No.
Because there's a way... I'm not really big into self-promotion in general, but there's a way to do it with grace.
Yeah. What just popped into my head, though, is industry matters. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if so Wes is in a business where he's helping other businesses get off the ground. Mm-hmm. And if you were doing that, you have to make yourself seem like a giant that's so big and powerful it can lift up the other businesses, and then like everybody, like, look at how many giants we have, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't exist, I think, in some other fields. Mm-hmm. And the more I think about it, the sad thing is that all those fields that it doesn't exist in are ones that are typically female-dominated.
So do you think he is doing the right thing by doing that? I don't think you really need the bobblehead.
Oh, jab. You don't. You absolutely... But self-promotion, yes. But like you said, you could do it tactfully or tastefully, or whichever one of those words you prefer. Yes.
Because I think he's taking a shot at Johnny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's sort of... I just think it's rude because there's nothing wrong with selling a bobblehead.
Right. Yeah, I may think maybe he's making a comment on the longevity, or the staying power. Is that the word?
To me, it's the kind of joke you could say it over drinks with your friends.
Yes, but you wouldn't put it... Is it quoted in an article or what? Or
no,
he just
that was
tweeted
his tweet to accompany the link to read this article about how he's so awesome.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, that even tells more. I mean, you got to have kind of like a humble approach to somebody is writing that seems weird.
Totally. And it made me think of an article I was going to mention, which was about how scientists and scholars publish papers, and these people did a study to determine the language that is used by men versus women, scientists and scholars. And men are constantly talking about how novel, unique, interesting, promising their research is, and women aren't doing that within the articles, like within your scholarly work. And that it's almost a shame because humility is not rewarded. Like, we're told to be humble, especially women.
Right.
But where does it get you? Like, maybe Wes is right that self-promotion is the correct...
But it's going to come with a label of the B word. Or the C word.
Right. So you think if they had included that language in the scholarship that it would be noticed?
They would be marked down for that. Like, that would be looked at as maybe more of a negative, I think.
Okay, so remember how I recently went to Disney?
Yes.
And we live near Disney, too. So
That we do.
that's always on the table. Well, there isn't a company that I had never heard of that I found out has really great deals. And, Disney's not a cheap excursion.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So any
opposite.
penny pinching you can do is fantastic. So the company's called Undercover Tourist. And this is what is bonkers to me. You get the same tickets like Disney World, Disneyland, Universal, SeaWorld, all that stuff. Yeah. Cheaper. No catch.
Well, what's not to lose?
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Right.
But let's not ask too many questions.
No, just take the deal. Right, bank error in your favor.
Yeah. One day they'll be like, this was a terrible business.
Terrible.
No, but it's really cool. It's hassle-free, so they'll email the tickets, or you can get physical tickets. You skip the lines at the gate, which is
That's already
a
I'm
win.
in.
Yeah, and go straight to the rides. You pay what you see. There's no hidden fees and taxes included. 90-day ticket returns with friendly, knowledgeable agents. And then additional tickets when you discounts when you bundle the tickets with hotels or car rentals, etc. They're an authorized seller. This isn't any kind of what do you call those guys that are outside? Scalpers.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
right. Could you imagine? Yeah.
And then they have free planning tools, so they help you plan your trip. Save up to $85 on Disney World tickets. Save up to $120 on Disneyland tickets. A lot of money. I mean, it's just really cool. You can ask questions and get the scoop on everything. Undercover Tourist. It's the trusted name for theme park tickets. Start planning your next theme park vacation now by visiting undercovertourist.com/braincandy. That's an additional discount using Brain Candy on top of the big savings already offered through them.
There you go.
I know. Listen, people.
I love it. If you told me I was getting discounts on Disneyland tickets, I'm always searching for a coupon code for that. And they don't exist.
Right. So we got you covered. That's undercovertourist.com/braincandy. You guys need to do that. What's that thing I wrote? Mission Space or whatever? Oh, God. We need to discuss that. Okay. Moving on.
So I was watching this, that show Explained on Netflix.
Yeah.
And they have an entire episode on the exclamation point. Mm-hmm. Did you see this?
No.
Oh, because I remember we talked about it in an article that you brought in. And so I was like, I wonder if Susie was talking about this episode or... So I watched it, and it's fascinating.
Okay.
And it talks about... So, they took a small... an email that was only 3 sentences long. And it was like, hello, nice to see you last week, exclamation point, blah, blah, blah. There were 2 exclamation points in it. And it said... and they had people rank this, and they said how professional it is. And when they thought that the author was a male, roughly 50% said it was professional. When they thought the author was a female, 75% said it was professional. So it's a more
it's acceptable.
Yes,
for women to be enthusiastic.
Yes, and it's following those stereotypical female traits. That you should see the look on Susie's face.
Well, I was just having a conversation with Adam about how I have stopped using exclamation points in a lot of texts and emails, even if they're not business.
Yeah. Oh, I felt it the other day when I asked if Bo could come over and you just said sure. And I was like, she's not happy.
That's on purpose.
Oh my God, it's destroying me inside. At what cost, Susie? At what cost?
It's not meant to make you upset.
The sound guy's going to be mad because I yelled into the mic.
The sound guy. I knew you were going to think that.
That's so funny that we because this is what happened. You get out of my brain.
But I can't.
It's the right thing to do.
I mean, it's hard because on one hand, I like when people are very clear with their messaging. And if they use an exclamation point, I'm like, oh, okay, they're super friendly.
Right.
On the other hand, I don't like the burden of making you feel better. Not you.
Right.
People feel better about what they need to do.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's good.
So that's what motivated the shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because to me, the word sure is enthusiastic already.
Correct. Well, and that's exactly what they got to in this whole show on enthusiasm, on exclamation points, that it is only until recently that we started really using them. And oh my gosh, it's so interesting. You have to watch it. It's super cool. And it talks about, like, in Hemingway's, I can't remember what Hemingway book, but in the whole book, there's only 2 exclamation points. Or I think it's 1 or 2. But then in another book written by a female at the same time, there were like 1,700 and something, like a crazy number. And they have a whole like plot graph like of the different books and how many exclamation points were used, and then it gendered by blue for men and pink for females, so you can see the use of exclamation points.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's really interesting.
Well, do you think... So, we've had this conversation a lot. Like, should women try to be more like this masculine, quote-unquote, ideal? Or should we just encourage men to be a little more enthusiastic?
I think it's a person-to-person thing. Mm-hmm. Because... I think you're like a period at the end of the sentence kind of person.
I think so.
And I'm an
you are
about 5 exclamation points per kind of person. At least 2. And it's like, think that it would be more like, I don't know, it would just be, I don't know, more odd or more out of character if I just said sure with a period.
Now that would be
then
tragic.
It's like, why is she just fine? Like, no, I see. So I think it's that. Like, and only for 1/2 of a second did I think. I mean, maybe a little bit more, but like, I just thought that, and then my rational brain was like, it's fine. Just why are you like, because then it says more about like us reading into those things.
I guess I just want people to know that, like, if I say yes, I mean it.
Yeah.
If I say no, I mean it.
Yeah.
And then I don't need all the accoutrement.
Right. And that's what all the copywriters, because they interviewed a bunch of copywriters at this copywriter convention, and they were all saying a lot of the same. With the exception of a few who were like, bring on the exclamation points. And
were they talking about more like published work or also text and stuff?
Both.
Both.
And they said in my personal life or my professional life, like in texting and in professional world. I've been trying to get out of the habit of I just wanted or I just or, saying those things.
Oh.
It's been difficult.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
Because that is just what you want.
Right. And especially when I'm talking to clients. And I'm like, just checking in. And I really am just checking in. Like, I'm not like, I'm checking in.
But I think that word, in that case, the word means something. It means you don't need anything else. You're just doing that. It's only that.
Oh, you're helping me.
Okay,
I'm so glad we talked about this because there are appropriate times to use
something.
Oh, for goodness sakes. This is great. This is like the word literally.
Yes. Guys,
I love this episode.
We gotta break
Go to braincandypodcast.com. Go to the candy shop candy store. I always get that wrong. And get that freaking Your shirt right now because that should be the #1 seller when this episode comes out.
I know.
I'm telling you,
Jesus.
you guys, there is nothing cooler than that shirt.
I should warn you, though, I'm also limiting my emoji usage.
Okay, that's fine. I'll up mine for the both of us.
You're a real fan of emojis.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I noticed, because I work with a lot of young women, that they tend to use them as a way of getting out of something. And I don't like it.
Correct.
It's a way of being, like, cutesy about their failings. And it makes me crazy.
You know what? I have done that. The hand on the face?
Yes. I use that example with Adam. I'm like, I'm sick of that fucking face palm. Not from you, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me crazy.
I'm trying to think of, like, the last time I did that. Yeah. It would be, like, that would be something.
I don't think men do it.
Definitely not. Because it's self-deprecating in a way.
True.
It's like...
But it's with an agenda, and I feel manipulated, and I don't like it.
It's totally 100% with an agenda. I'm trying to see if you can, how with text you can type a word and search.
Good point.
I'm trying to see if I can search for when I used it, just out of curiosity.
That would be abundant.
Get the like I'm always doing that.
No, but you're an enthusiast of emojis.
Yeah, I'm enthusiast of emojis. Well, it is in my most commonly used. Oh no, it's. It was to you. So this is funny, and it was when I sent you that picture about Wang's film not telling her grandmother that she has cancer, and then her grandma finding out.
That's fine.
And then I put the hand on my face because I was like, oh, I didn't save the part that I highlighted.
Oh.
Like, because I highlighted a part that was really funny.
I'll allow it.
And,
Yeah, that's
Did you read
allowed.
the part that was really funny?
Not yet.
Well-
But I just forgot.
Let me just read this to you so
Okay.
you can laugh. It says, this post contains spoilers for the farewell. If you are Lulu Wang's grandmother, it also contains spoilers about your own medical history. Hilarious intro.
great.
Hilarious.
That is.
I was like, well, now that's the best. That's a great article. You have my attention. So I said that, and then, yeah. And then I said it because all my nights are busy this week because of my clients at 7 p.m. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go to dinner this week with you. Like, I wish I could.
That's all right.
No, luckily they weren't anything where I had done any, and there were only 3. So get out of here.
It's fine. I wasn't accusing you.
I know,
Get out of here. No, I just noticed it a lot. And I'm just
Yes.
like, no, you stop trying to get out of stuff. Stop being cute.
Yeah.
But whatever. I just wanted you to know these changes that are
On the
a
horizon.
blow-in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do I have any changes that would... no, none.
No. Well, let's talk about something I love,
Yes.
which is our new Glossier products, including the one that you just gave to me before we recorded.
I would try to... I'm trying to make that smacky lip gloss noise, but this is so smooth and silky, it doesn't do that, which is the best and why I love it, and I'm a believer.
Yes, Glossier has all these awesome products. So Sarah was using, what's the name of it?
This one's called mangobalm.com.
Oh, really? That's
Bomb.com,
cute.
yes.
And it does taste like mango. I thought that
It's
when,
so
when you
good.
gave it to me.
Yeah.
But I am loving their Milky Jelly Cleanser because, as you all know, I'm a big fan of makeup. I'm not getting any younger, so I got to pile it on.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, you know how, like, you don't want to get anything in your eyes that's going to burn.
Correct.
But you got to get that crap off.
Correct. Also
and
correct.
that's what I really love about the Milky Jelly Cleanser is, like, you can actually use it on your eyes, gets all the makeup off. And all their products are designed to, like, give you the glowy, dewy look, which I
love
also
that.
need.
And it feels like it's few steps. Like they're not telling me I need to spend like 4 hours doing my makeup. They're like, here's this lip balm, here's some stuff for your eyebrows. You look great, girl. Hit the road. Exactly what I'm into.
Well, and I'm obsessed with the dewy thing because, you know how they say when you get older, your skin dulls? You're like preparing for the grave.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it. And so I'm like, bring on the glow. So anyway, they have awesome cleansers and lip stuff and just a million different skincare products, beauty-based. And they're really great to add to your routine. You can get that glowy, dewy skin for yourself by visiting glossier.com/podcast/brain candy. Learn more, take the quiz, find out your ultimate Glossier skincare routine. Plus, all new customers get 10% off their first order at glossier.com/podcast/brain candy. Certain exclusions apply. That's glossier.com/podcast/brain candy. There you go. Okay, so what I'm going to show
I love a show and tell.
is I thought this was really cool, and I don't know if it's like legit. Sometimes I'm like, this seems made up.
Okay.
They claim that they gave spiders LSD, speed, marijuana, caffeine, and normal. Did you see
this
that?
This is totally a real thing.
Okay,
The web?
so you've seen the webs.
Yes.
Okay, so when you look at the webs of these spiders
Yes.
on all these substances, the
Yeah.
webs that are created are different.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to sort of
Wow.
Comment on-
caffeine is the worst.
Yeah, why? I would have thought both the speed and caffeine would have improved the production.
Right. But if you... So, the only thing that where I have a little bit of a pause with this is that all of these substances affect different different receptors in our brain.
Okay.
And to say that I don't think a spider has endocannabinoid receptors in their brain. So I don't think you'd be able to I don't know if this is it's interesting.
Yeah.
But as far as how it translates
Right.
scientifically, because you'd have to know what areas of the brain are affected and what receptors are being affected because it almost looks like in the LSD one, are they really it looks good. I mean, that one's like the most organized, but it's, or did it look like he kind of, yeah, that looks close to the normal one. In fact, I think if you look at the LSD one, I think it's photographed incorrectly, because look at those strands, and they do look, if you look at the you guys are going to have to look this picture up so you can like do this with us. So what it looks like is it looks like a darker web, like where, but I think if you zoom in, you can see those little strings.
Yeah.
And it looks very close to the normal one.
Yes.
In fact, it almost looks more organized.
Right.
So.
And prettier.
Right. And so I think that is even a deceptive photo, because at first glance, doesn't it look like it's missing stuff?
Yeah.
So this is one of those, this is your brain on drugs shit.
Totally.
And those things I don't really like, because there's a lot of info in there. Like, and then you see, okay, well, caffeine, look at how bad that is. You need those receptors. You need those. You need to know how it affects. Even, I guarantee you that our heart, the cardiovascular system of a spider is different. They don't even have, they have an exoskeleton. There's so many things wrong with this.
Well, and that, to me, the fact that this is spread so far on the internet.
Yeah.
People really crave these illustrations to help them understand the world and their own behavior. But it's not accurate, and it really doesn't tell us anything.
Could you almost say it's the same thing as a self-promotion that has you're sending a message with the intention of trying to change somebody's mind about something, and you're delivering it in a way that projects it to be interpreted in a certain way? Mm-hmm. That's the same thing as what we were talking. I mean, it's all the same kind of stuff. It's like people are this is really an argument for look shit up, do your research, and get the real information and fact check. Mm-hmm. And don't take everything at first glance.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is for almost everything. Our brain does this. I mean, I was just having a conversation about optical illusions the other day, and how we can't even trust our eyes, let alone the thoughts that pop into our head. Yeah. Shouldn't listen to those. Should definitely be like, maybe there's a second opinion floating around in there.
Yeah, just ask the Jehovah's Witnesses that came by today.
Oh, that's always fun.
There's a pamphlet there behind you.
Oh, it's in the trash.
In the garbage.
She's like, I'm well versed. Thank you.
They were saying, like, they were spreading the word about truth and how, like, we don't know what's true anymore, even with politics and stuff. And so there you go. Now we have the truth.
But we do have the truth about the kingdom of God, so that's fun.
I know. That was real nice of her to drop that by.
Yeah, and you know what else isn't true? The color of this Jesus' skin in this photo. It's about 10 shades too white. Oh, you had blonde hair, did you? Well, then.
Yeah, I love seeing these types of things online. They're fun. I enjoy them just like everyone else, but I'm also like, this doesn't seem like it's all the information we need. Right.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest one. I would have to know, I don't know, is there what do you call somebody who studies spiders?
Ooh, arachnologist.
Yeah, that's where I was going, but then I fell off at the end because I was like, it's hard to throw ology.
Arachnologist?
Because what is it? Entomology is the study of bugs, but I don't know if an entomologist it does get weird.
It got weird. Whoever they are, I don't envy them. I would not want to get involved in that line of work. I'll stick with the old podcast industry.
Business. Are you scared of spiders?
A little. Oh. Not day to day, but if I see a real creepy one.
Were you ever on a podcast with me where and we went to Brazil? You know I'm a bug saver, a rescuer.
Oh, yeah. Well, Adam is too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
That makes sense for us.
I just figure you guys do the same stuff.
Yeah. You can just safe to assume.
I do too. I don't just squash them.
Right. Yeah. Because there was one challenge I went on where the bugs were just like giraffe, like the size of dinner plates.
Right.
And I was like, that's going to leave a real mess if I ever were to squish that. And so from then on, and also for forever, I always used to joke that, like, what if this is like the Martin Luther King of bugs? I don't want to squash him. I don't know what
he so stupid.
He could be like leading a whole bug revolution.
A movement.
I can't just squash him.
Yeah, because you'd be assassinating. It wouldn't just be murder.
Assassination. I mean, I couldn't live with myself.
No.
Yeah. Oh gosh. They should have. With all my years on the challenge, there definitely is enough footage to have created a montage for that.
Why do you think it is the case that so many assassinators, or also known as assassins, use their middle name? Like
John Wilkes Booth.
Lee Harvey Oswald. All those guys.
Well, are they using their name, or do people want clear clarification?
I think they do.
There are no other John
Mark David
Booths.
Chapman. I don't know.
Mark Chapman. Because Mark Chapman, there are a few of those guys floating around.
They have to be more specific.
They have to be more, maybe. Who decides?
I think they go by it.
You think that's, like, they're writing manifestos and they're signing it in their full name?
Lee Harvey.
No, Lee Oswald.
No, I think they use the middle name too.
This is very interesting to me. I wonder if you were to analyze the letters of, like, we'll call them sociopaths or like what, or anybody who's in jail for like one of the who'd be writing these kind of letters, to see how many, like the percentage who use their. I want to know all those things. Mm-hmm. What is the percentage that use?
Right, like something's up. It's kind of like, how Jessica Simpson always calls her kids by like their first and middle name. Like Ace Newt. I shouldn't know your kid's middle fucking name.
Why do you know that?
Because she hashtags them.
Dude, we
Maxie Drew.
We definitely follow different accounts on Instagram.
Why, you don't like her?
No, I enjoy her boots on Salem Marshalls.
Yeah.
But like, she's not one I would ever be following. I don't know why.
It's entertaining.
I don't.
She's really funny. That's why I follow her.
Okay.
Because she like makes fun of herself. And
what about Britney Spears? How do you feel about that?
Not
I know
good.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I went down that rabbit hole for like longer than I'd like to admit the other day, where I was just like on her Instagram. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, trouble's brewing there.
Yeah, and I think she got to do an evaluation of Britney Spears' mental health just for a minute, if we could. It's totally random, off-topic conversation. I feel like she was emotionally stunted at about 12 years old.
For sure.
It's very bizarre.
Mm-hmm. Even with the baby talk.
She might have a problem when her children surpass her in their chronological age with her emotional age.
Yeah. It ain't good. No. Whatever is
I wonder
cooking.
if they need a therapist.
I'm sure they do.
I can reach out.
It just, there's a difference between quirky weirdness like Jessica Simpson versus clear mental differences.
Yes.
Well, one way we're all different is we all see differently. And I know a lot of people are talking about how, it's year 2020. You want to, get 2020 vision. And a great way you can do that is using Hubble. A lot of people are spending a fortune on contact lenses, but you don't have to, because they're shaking up the market. It's super easy. My nephew uses this service and he loves it because you get way more affordable contacts, but it's super easy to do, easy to sign up, no stress or hassle to start a subscription. And then your month's worth of contacts are delivered straight to your door. It's eye care on autopilot. I love stuff like that. And they're just so much more affordable. If you want daily contacts at a price you can afford, visit HubbleContacts.com. You'll get 2 weeks of daily lenses shipped straight to your door for just $1. That's 30 contacts for just $1. What are you waiting for? Make 2020 the year you start seeing 2020 and stop overpaying for contacts. Start seeing the savings when you sign up at HubbleContacts.com. That's HubbleContacts.com. And don't forget to select our show in the post-checkout survey. We want all the credit we can get around here.
Yeah. Ooh, speaking of mental differences.
Yes.
I read an interesting article that scientists, researchers have identified the key difference in a regular brain versus a schizophrenic's brain.
Wait.
Hold the phone. Hold everything, people.
What did you find? Because I might have read this too.
I found an article that discussed, and their actual, what do you call it? What the hell do they write?
Who?
Journal, like the medical journal. I like the actual research. Like I was like, what am I, like the abstract and everything. They used like this new brain scanning method. And they were able to detect a protein called SV2A, which is synaptic vesicle glycoprotein 2A, that is notably lower in people who are schizophrenic, which is super. So what this does, this insufficient level of SV2A makes it so that the synapses and like the connectivity between cells in the brain aren't firing as well. The protein is like, you know how we always talk, it's like the stuff in between that matters. I was like saying this the last like 5 episodes. This is kind of like one of those things that's in between that like matters a lot, where it's not the actual cell or the thing. It's like the stuff that's almost like, I would imagine it's like, I have no idea, but I would imagine it's kind of like greasing the runway so that these synapses can take place, or like helping, almost like the call center gal at the, he's like plugging it into the right place.
Yeah.
And they have lower levels of the synaptic protein. And it says that the loss of these synapses could underlie the development of schizophrenia. And we need to develop new treatments for schizophrenia. This protein, SV2A, could be a target for new treatments to restore synaptic function. How freaking cool is that? And what I love is that this has been hypothesized since the 1980s, and they only were able to study it by dissecting people's brains. And this is the first time the theory has been demonstrated in living people. So now we have the technology to be able to study a non-normative brain.
Yeah.
In real time without it being dead. And then we could really see, like, where are you thinking? What are you thinking? What's firing up? What's missing? Compare the two. Oh, it's, like, really promising. And what that does is, like, the medication we have for schizophrenia is some of the worst for side effects.
Oh, yeah.
Like tardive dyskinesia, that grinding of the teeth, a little shuffling of the walk. It's the worst. Like, first-generation antipsychotics, terrible. And so this, anytime you get better and better and more narrowed down, like the location or exactly what's going on, you remove side effects.
Right.
Because you don't have to affect a whole region or a whole area.
Yeah, you can be more precise.
Let's go precise. Mm-hmm. Oh, it gives me like chills. It's super promising.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
No.
You have like, amazing. Oh, sorry. I got excited and I clapped and Bo moved. And then with that test, you can like probably test the levels of people who are genetically predisposed to this. And
is this a case of, genetic predisposition and then a trigger, or is it just
I have no idea.
Okay.
It might be something. Good question.
Like the protein problem.
Who knows? Like what could cause the like stop or the something to prevent the like
production.
That's the word. The production of.
By the way, I just read this article about how people are really shitty at listening, and I feel like I'm a good listener. But
you're an amazing listener.
Thank you.
Yes,
nice.
You are.
But one of the things it said is how when you finish someone's sentence, sometimes that indicates that you're not really listening. You're like rushing them to finish. But do you feel like that? Because I'm not rushing you. I always think you just can't figure out the word.
That is absolutely true. And we've kind of talked about this of like. I put it almost in the same cat. You're kind of like the yes-ander. It's like you get where I'm going. You're conceptualizing, but.
But do you not like it? Because I won't do it if you don't.
Oh my God, no, I don't. I love it. Please do that. It's exactly but it works with us because I'll tell you when you're wrong. And I had to break this habit because I also think it's a sign of like empathy. And you're just I think it's the opposite. Like you're listening so intently that you can create a narrative about like what happens next. I mean, at least that's what it's like for me. And so I'd be so in it with my client or whatever that I'd be like, and it's not even like I would finish their sentences. I would more like summarize, like make, I guess this is different.
You'd make a leap.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I started asking like, is that true for you? And I was surprised, like, only with one client who was like, actually, no.
Well, that's good that they said.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
And so, but I had to start asking, and then they got the clarification. And then, because I was well, it's one client in particular that I was like, I wonder if that's true. Mm-hmm. If are they just like a people pleaser?
it's from a long
I try
time ago.
to only do it when someone's searching for a word, because I hate when I can't think of a word.
Right.
But
And for the record, this was when I was in grad school and I was still learning. So
Yeah.
let the record
she's a master
show.
now.
This is true. I can say that. Yes.
Well, the article in question, though, was pointing out how, in general, we've become really terrible at listening because of all the things that can contribute to that.
Yeah.
And even like movies, our preferences for movies with like really witty banter that's fast can have made it so that we think that's how a conversation should always go.
But that's how our conversations always go.
Me and you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
But like that's not true for me with most people. You're different.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, that is true.
Like you have a gift at being able to have conversation.
As do you. You
Yeah,
have a
but
gift
most
at
people do
interviewing.
not.
Right, correct. Correct. Good thing we have a podcast. This really works out.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day when you were like, I could give you any single subject,
Yes.
and that you'd ask. I was trying to come up with random things.
Yeah, see if you
to
could
see
talk
if I could talk about it.
And?
I was like eating sushi at the time, and I'm like wasabi. I'm like, oh, I already shared 2 stories about that on the show.
Yeah. Well, and one
I was
time
laughing to
I
myself.
said to Sarah, we were eating sushi, and I was like, oh, why? We probably are going to have to edit this out.
Oh, I can't wait.
But I said, why do they make these rolls so big? You cannot fit them in your mouth. And she was like, yeah, and they're a small people. You would think they would want smaller bites. And
I
was
stand
like,
by that.
I do
because,
too.
let me tell you, whenever I shop on Amazon, they always say, is this U.S. size or Asian sizing? Because it's significantly different.
Yeah, just in general.
In general.
They're a smaller
Yes.
people. But their sushi, my God, how do they
Humongous.
handle it?
Question. Is this American sushi? Is it the same size in Japan?
I wonder, we should ask Adam.
We should go to Japan. Or
Let's just go and find out for
we have
ourselves.
research.
It just seems like, well, maybe it is just the American rolls, but stop it.
Yeah. They're huge.
And then when you try to bite it,
Forget it.
we've
Yeah,
got
there's
off
got to
the
be like a
rails.
dainty way to eat sushi. If anybody knows about this, and come on, could you imagine Marie Kondo shoving that huge thing into her mouth?
No.
No, she would be like, that's not like, there's got to be a lady
Marie
like,
Kondo, of all people.
there's got to be a lady like way to eat that.
Yeah, there's no
that's
way
like
she's
pretty.
She's doing that.
No.
She's doing like one piece of edamame at a time.
Yeah. She's like deconstructed it.
Oh my
And there's
God.
eating it. Yes.
Okay. Now, moving on.
That's extra funny to me. Also, sushi's delicious.
It is delicious.
I'm on a drugstore, not drugstore, that's the wrong word. Nope. But this might be not any better. I'm on a grocery store sushi kick.
You love it.
I love it. And I always go at the right time where she's making it right in front of me, and then I ask her to customize it.
Oh.
It's like the best. Why am I going to, and it's like half the price.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never hated it.
Ren and I were like, let's get a sushi set. And I have a sake set that I've literally never used.
That's
and I do mean the
cute.
word literally. And so we're like, let's just have a at home.
That's nice.
Like sushi
You
night.
guys are getting really good at that. I find it very inspiring the
thank
way
you.
that you, like when you had the crab feast for Christmas.
Yes. Oh, so good. Day after crab cakes.
Yeah.
Delish.
Like I really like the idea of enjoying something within your budget,
Yeah.
but making it really special, which I think is what you guys do.
And I think it's important to make it like, my therapist a long time ago said, just do the same thing for yourself that you would do for your guests when they came over.
Yeah.
And, get out the nice coffee cup, treat yourself, like pour it well, make it pretty for yourself.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like took this into, all areas of my life, because why the heck not?
Yeah.
This totally goes with like, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? Mm-hmm. And so in doing that is trying to make things really special for just whoever's there. If it's just 2 people, there's no reason why it doesn't. It's been really nice. We're going to do the same thing for Valentine's Day.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well,
and
they
we
do
pick
the same
like theme nights.
They have that special crab thing on Valentine's Day. We always
like 50%?
do that. Yeah.
Oh, we're doing that. That's great. And it's like light. It feels fun. It's like an activity.
It's luxury.
It's luxury. Oh, this time I'm totally going to splurge and get caviar too.
Oh my God.
Like, because why not?
Yeah, why not?
And like, you're not eating at a restaurant. And I said, do not get me any of those ridiculous freaking $100 roses that are just dumb.
No, I forbid, Adam.
Forbid. Ren, you hear that? You're forbidden. You cannot get me those. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's so wasteful. He could get you a plant. That would be way better.
For me especially. But here, I don't know what he's getting me. Wink, wink.
Is it a secret?
Yes.
Oh, just from me. That's hilarious. Not from Sarah. Okay.
Well, yeah.
What?
It's a secret for everybody listening.
Why not?
Okay. I was like, Susie,
you're not alone here, Suze.
You're not alone. I mean,
okay. How about, do you want to hear about memory as you age, China's glass bridge problem, or a man who received a heart transplant and it didn't end well? I know.
My instinct is Chinese glass bridge.
Well, have you seen these monstrosities?
Freaking terrifying.
Who the fuck is going on those? It is unacceptable.
I love this coming from the woman who signed up willingly to be hoisted up hundreds of feet into the air, put on harnesses, twist herself get herself in all kinds of very dangerous. And she's like, who the fuck would do that? I think a lot of people would say that about you. And I feel like you won a lot of those heights challenges too. So what happened to you in your old age, Sue? Not old.
It's not just the height. It's just the stupidity of it. I am angry that bridges are not to be glass.
Correct.
This is just a basic rule of
now,
physics.
Is it really glass or is it that plexiglass that looks like glass but is really plastic?
It's glass.
Well, now, could you imagine you just drop something on it?
No. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes.
One of these dumbass bridges was broken by someone just dropping a sippy cup.
That's what I was like, and now we have cell phones. These things weigh 1 million pounds. I'm holding a hydro flask this full. Please. Doomed. We're all going to die. What are they thinking?
Well, here's what it is. So whenever you're like, this seems terrible, follow the money. Because that's what everything is about. You know what I mean?
Amen,
if
sister.
something seems like a bad idea, but people do it anyway, it's because there's money to be made on it. Mm-hmm. And so in Asia, they keep making these hideous monstrosities across canyons. We're not talking about just 2 feet where you stand on the ledge and think it's real cute and take a picture.
No.
We're
my God. It makes my toes curl.
Yes.
Just thinking about
Over a canyon. Let's imagine the Grand Canyon and some dumbass builds a glass bridge.
Oh, hell no.
And then they're like, 2,000 people can be on the bridge at the same time.
No, I don't care if they can.
But we only let 500. That's supposed to make you feel fucking better.
Now, you know what? You remind me of Jeff Goldblum, who said, we spent so long wondering if we could, we never stopped to ask if we should.
Yes. And so all these people are walking across this bridge for no good reason, risking their lives. And these bridges are calamities. They can break at any time.
No.
And you remember when, those, I think it was in Chicago, that real tall building with the glass floor and people stand on it and they get a picture and they think it's super cute.
Yeah.
I forget which building it is, but the thing cracked.
No.
And people were
this is
on
a thing. We need to what? Come
Why? On. It's we don't have enough danger in our lives and stimulation. We have to manufacture it.
God.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. One person, what's the weight of who? When you say 2,000 people, Americans, we're bigger people.
I just watched a episode of. I've been watching a lot of Netflix. Episode of the show I always forget the name of, Patriot Act. The only way I can remember it is if I say it's the show I forget the name of all the time. It's very weird now. They did a whole episode on the global obesity epidemic and how American obesity is turning into a global problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
like health crisis by the World Health. This isn't me saying this. This is the World Health Organization. So.
Right. So I don't like the idea of creating structures that we could just stand on and fall to our death for zero reason. At least on the challenge, there was a purpose.
Correct.
You know.
And things were, for real. And you have a harness. Like, you can't fall to... There's no way you could fall to your death. There's very good chance you'll fall to your death on these things.
Yeah. And it just
Are
feels
they making a ton of money from this?
I guess so, because it's very tourist-centric, and people are like, I want to go. You know how when you're on a vacation, you do things you wouldn't normally do?
Yep.
It feels like that.
Yeah, there was a girl from my grad school who went to, I want to say New Zealand or something like that, and she was telling me she's going to go bungee jumping and all this stuff, and I'm like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And she had it in her that she was just like, wants to do all this adventure stuff, like, because she's in another country. And
no, but I'm saying, if you are going to be that person, do it in America where we actually have regulations. That was another thing in the article about the glass bridges, is that they don't have the same regulations about these things.
Same at water parks. We went as a family to a water park in Canada, and my dad went down one of those slides that is like super fast that you practically get lifted up off of. I don't know if like things weren't properly, like all the kind of like the seams where everything was put together.
You can rip your head off.
He ripped his frickin' like a piece of his toe, which was weird because that's the second time that happened. Then he also ripped his toe, like stubbed his toe and like
at a certain point, you got to question somebody's toe problem.
Yeah, because like when he was like caught on the banister when there was the Northridge earthquake, and he like ran upstairs to grab me, and then there was blood. I'm like, damn, that's happened twice. And then after that happened at the water park, I was like, I'm never going on. I am more terrified of water slides than I am of almost anything we've done on the challenge.
Well, I would actually agree with that.
And then, like, going up off the side, fucking forget it, unless it's totally enclosed.
Well, you're going to love, then, this new documentary that's coming out, or hate, I think it was called Action Island or something. I should look it up.
I love to hate love something. Well, so I can't wait.
Okay, this was I don't know what it's called, but it was in the New York Times talking about this documentary that they made about this now defunct water park that like was basically like free for all. And
oh my God.
People literally kept dying. 6 or 7 people died, and they were just, you'd go to the park and be like, who's going to get hurt? Like,
my God.
And it was just like the 70s and 80s where like...
Yeah, the real loosey-goosey on rules back then.
Yeah.
It's just no seatbelts in the car, forget it.
And it was like that where like you'd get scraped on the water slide, the nuts and bolts would be hanging out or whatever.
Some comedian was like, in my day the slides were made of wood. Like you went down those, you just dealt with the splinter.
Well, even when you would go to the park, the slides, still, some of them are metal.
Insane.
It's not right. You get burns.
Just every time. And then that noise, that sliding, the skin again.
No, they're never fun.
It's a dangerous place out there, people.
It really is.
Stay
and
safe.
we almost have to simulate excitement because we're just usually staring at screens.
Now, like, this is... Oh my God. Here I am complaining about all the ways things can go wrong. Meanwhile, when there's like a sign up that says like rules or like code of conduct, I'm like, don't tell me what to do.
Although you vacillate.
No, that's true. That's true. I was just, as I was saying that, I was like, that's not true at all.
I think it depends on what the rules are.
Yeah.
I think you are when a person tells you the rules because you want to please the person.
100% correct.
But if it's on a sign...
I'm like, fuck that sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if somebody else, like, if there's somebody monitoring, like, but then I do it when I'm by myself. Like, I would still be a rule follower if, like... But then there's a difference between rules and what's just like. I'm trying to think of like I always pick up trash. Like I'm never going to be that person who's going to like.
Yeah, you're decent though.
Yeah, so it's kind of different than rules.
Yeah,
rules are like, if nobody's around, I'm crossing that sidewalk. But if there's like somebody around who could get me in trouble, oh my God.
You wouldn't do it.
No, I just have a fear of like authority figures, and I realize this. My fear of police is I was totally talking with, I don't know, whoever about this the other day, that my mom when she was like, I can't take you kids anymore. She would take us to the police office and be like, tell them that they're wrong. Like, she would, like, use the police
Did they think
officers.
it was funny, or were they annoyed?
No, I think they, after a little while, they got annoyed by it. And, like, we definitely were the kids who were, like, my mom's dramatic, so naturally we were, too. And whenever, like, my mom would get mad at us, we'd be like, we're going to call the cops and we're going to report you. And she'd be like, go ahead. In fact, I'll dial. She would, like, dial them up. She's like, hey, yeah, so my kids are saying, you want to talk to them? Here you go.
She's fearless.
Fearless.
That freaks me out, because I would be afraid.
Of what? Getting arrested?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Maybe not arrested, but scolded by a police officer.
See, you're like me.
Yeah,
so
like,
that's why I'm, like, terrified of them. I'm like, no. Don't take me to the cops.
Okay. Do you want to hear about... Okay, this I'll tell you, because this is about the guy who got the heart transplant.
Yeah.
This is from a listener who sent this to me. This guy got a heart transplant and then married the widow of the donor,
Wow.
which is really sweet.
She has this heart and
yeah.
she's okay.
And they were together 12 years. Oh, and the original husband died via suicide, which is so sad. Ooh. And then, they got married, and they were married 12 years, and then he killed himself. What is that?
Oh no.
Sarah, now you're doing it. Oh. What if it's like that bone marrow conversation we had about when you get a transplant and then you kind of become that person?
I need so much more information.
What kind?
Did he have a family history of suicide? I want to know if he had any of the, like, factors. Like,
what I know is in the article, it didn't specify whether he suffered from mental illness and stuff. But it just went on and on about how he was, like, the nice guy and he, like, helped everybody. And to me, it doesn't seem like the kind of person that was in despair. You know how they call them death by despair now?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I haven't heard that term.
Like opioid, alcohol, suicide, which is accurate.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a good... I've never heard that. That's a really important label.
Yeah.
Because the other ones really put a lot of the... Yes. Yeah. I really think that's important. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. I was talking to my own psychiatrist about this because we're talking about, like, mental health and about the opioid crisis, and he works in... like drug treatment as well. That's not why I see him. He just happens to do that too. Just to be very clear. Didn't want people to be like, what? He was saying that if you are like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, however old you are, 20, 50, and you get prescribed opioids and you take them for longer than 3 weeks, there's a 1/3 chance you're going to become addicted to them.
Wow.
I know.
That's incredible.
What the hell are we giving those out for?
Wow.
And this is just this is from him, and he, like, this is what he does. He provides that there's a shot, I think it's a shot, that is an opioid, that blocks the opioid receptors, or, like, prevents, it basically is the, like it
eliminates the addictive part?
Yes.
That's good. But do you still get pain relief from injuries or whatever?
No, I think...
Well, this is to help with people that are dependent?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like a treatment for it. Like, I don't know if it does it with... I mean, it might put you through withdrawals. I mean, it probably would. Why wouldn't it? But it's like it is the... It, like, does that, and then it... I want to say maybe, like, sits in the receptors so that even if you were to take it afterwards, it wouldn't do anything. Kind of like... It starts with a V, but it's, like, not Vyvanse. It's, like, another one. Can't remember. Or whatever that is.
That's bonkers.
It sounds like that. I can't remember, but...
It's so depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, it did not sound... because we were just talking about how people are people and you can't, judge anyone, and you combine that with a little bit of emotional pain, 1/3 chance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dang. Well, maybe that guy could have used some opioids then, because... God. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened.
That is really peculiar.
Imagine how you'd feel as the wife.
No, I don't know. 12 years, too.
The first time, she was so young. She was only 28 when the first guy did it. And then now she's, 39.
Yeah, I would... Because then there's also, like, this... So this is the sister... No. It's the... This man married... Tell me how they were... How...
her husband was the heart donor.
Her husband was the heart donor.
And he had killed himself. And then they donated his organs.
And she married the man who got the organ.
Yeah. And her
Okay.
4 kids. And her... How the hell did she have 4 kids with it? At any rate, 4 kids and her moved in with this guy.
But then again, now think about this. Your husband who you love just passed away. He maybe has some personality traits that are present in somebody with like symptoms, somebody that would be symptomatic, like that would maybe be a candidate for suicide, somebody who, not a candidate, but, you know.
Yeah, maybe she's attracted to that type of person.
And then she meets this guy, and she has the romantic story of him having her ex's or her husband's heart. And then she sees something else that reminds her of him, even if it's not a positive trait. It just feels familiar.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
And she's comforted by that, and so she gets together with that. That doesn't surprise me.
What do you think the policy is on, like, retransplanting that baby?
Oh.
I mean, I know that's never been done, but, like...
Oh, that's a really good question.
Like, are they out of commission after the second time?
Oh my God, this is it. This is the kind of stuff. Oh, who the heck is calling me? Get
Who
the heck out of
dares?
here.
Who dares?
Oh, it's the
Who is
person.
it?
Well, the person who wants to show me some apartments.
Oh.
Yeah. Busy.
Buzz off.
Buzz off.
Well, so, yeah, like, I wonder if, like, once something's been transplanted, like, then it's out of commission. Or if it's still in mint condition, then you can...
Mint condition. Can we... Well, okay. My mom, years ago, she said, it's going to be... There will be time when science catches up to this, but she was telling me about this doctor, and she even gave me a book on it that says the heart is where a lot of stuff really is stored. That like... The brain is like located in the heart. Like there's a heart brain, I guess.
Well, that's awfully cute.
And that this would kind of fit.
Okay, but let's say it was another organ, and there were no suicides. I'm just asking in general.
Right in the rules of transplants.
Yeah. Or is it like one time only?
No, I mean, there's nothing in my mind that would say it wouldn't be viable,
Or like,
especially after 12 years.
Does the organ keep aging as it would have in that first person? Like, did they become like that? You know what I mean?
More excellent questions. Like, does the organ catch up to the age? Like, so if a 15-year-old's heart is put into a 40-year-old's body, does that heart then become a 40-year-old heart?
Yeah.
Or is it
vice
a
versa.
20-year-old heart because it's only been in there for 5 years before, whatever.
That's what I'm wondering.
Really good questions.
That we don't have
We have no answer to. But you know what? We can't know everything.
Yeah.
And I bet
Get off our
somebody
backs.
who's our listener will definitely... We have a listener out there who is...
They'll be like, guys.
Listen, I know my friend Heather's a doctor, and she's probably like, Sarah was wrong on half of the information
And
in
they'll
there.
be like, and you know what? That's not a good question.
Right.
Come to think
Oh,
of it.
who am I to say? What do I know?
One thing people definitely need to do, though, is leave us a 5-star review and
Absolutely.
subscribe.
100%.
And go do that, and we'll look up this heart transplant thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.